Hi, my name is Tim Spiegel. I'm a gifted and social studies teacher at Elizabethtown Area High School in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. We're about halfway between Lancaster and Harrisburg. Um, this is my 13th year at Elizabethtown. It's my 13th year teaching. I started my career in education mostly because in college I was kind of stuck in a rut with the direction I was going. My chosen major, and my dad and I had a conversation, and he kind of enlightened me to the fact that I do really get along with kids well. I'm kind of naturally immature, I guess, and they seem to gravitate towards me, I guess, at church and other places. And I'm really into history. I get that from my dad, so that's kind of what got me down this path in my life. I think if I weren't a teacher, I probably would have ended up a police officer. That was actually what I was pursuing when I got a job offer at the school I'm at now. I was, really within a hair's breadth away of becoming a local police officer. So how are they different now than when I was 6 years old? I think kids are far more engaged and in what they're doing in school and in each other. I think electronic media has empowered kids to pay more attention, not pay less. The trick, I think, with them is getting them to pay attention to the things that you want them to. Or maybe more importantly, the difficulty is for teachers picking out things to teach them that kids want to be engaged in. I wasn't a teacher when I was 6 years old, so it's difficult for me to say how teaching was different 30 years ago. But I feel like when I was a kid, everything was very teacher-centered in the classroom. Sit and get, even in elementary school. So what I do now in my practice as a professional is not really talk a whole lot, at least not to the whole class at once. So a lot of my talking is with individual students. And I really do like it better, and I hope they like it better that way right now. If I was to give advice to someone who was thinking to become a teacher, I would say that they need to be receptive. You have to be willing to try new ideas. You have to listen to your students. You have to be responsive to them. Shoving things down their throat in a manner that they don't like is not how you're going to win hearts and minds, is not how you're going to get them from point A to point B. You're not going to get them to grow their skills. You're not going to challenge them to deeper thinking. They're not going to want to do any of those things for you. Focusing on the kids here, if I were to change one thing about them today, I think I would make kids think about consequences before they engage in behaviors and actions. So, I just came out of doing a year of being a dean of students in our middle school last year, and it amazed me how powerless kids appear to be with their own actions. They just do them, and they're shocked by the impact of them. So whether it's, at that level as an administrator or, back here in my classroom when kids are, goofing off and not using their time wisely, they just seem to fail to understand the academic consequence from their choices. So I think that's the one thing I would really change in kids.